Yo, it's the Life is Dope podcast. I'm your man Graffiti.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm still Davey.
What's up, brother? It's Life is Dope podcast.
Hey, straight like that.
It's still the Life is Dope podcast.
Hey, you know it.
Hell yeah. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I feel great. That's it. It's great.
That's it. So we got a special guest as always. This is a very special guest in the building today.
How are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
You know what? That threw me off. You guys never asked how Graffiti is.
I know, that's pretty messed up.
That was nice. Shit, I'm good, man. Just got a fresh haircut.
Hey, I see it.
This shit crazy. Like, I don't even feel right. Like, I feel like my hat was a part of my head. Like a cartoon or some shit. So, like, you know when, what's that, Fat Albert, when dude took off his, the beanie and he had no face?
Yeah.
Or y'all don't know? Y'all don't watch Fat Albert? Man, fuck y'all. But I feel good. We got a special guest in the building.
Who we got?
Oh, man. So she does so much. But I'm going to let her tell y'all. So we got Lil Fresh Sam. Make some noise for Lil Fresh Sam.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. So for the people that don't know, who are you, Lil Fresh Sam? What do you do?
Who am I? So I guess I do a lot. Yeah, like you said, I am a fashion stylist and fashion designer and part creative genius. I do like consulting, help people start their business and passion. But basically, I mainly focus on design and fashion styling.
Okay, word, design and fashion. When'd you get into that and how?
Wow. Back in like when I was in 8th, 7th grade.
Yeah, I hear it too. I'm like, where's that music coming from?
Well, you got your own soundtrack. That's tight.
Right? Yeah. That's cool.
You said 7th grade?
Yeah, 7th grade, 8th grade. I created the name Infatue, and then graduated high school and went to a year of college. Dropped out a semester later, and here I am, still doing fashion design.
Word. Why'd you drop out of college, might I ask?
Because I was reading a book. Like, the professor was reading out of a book, and then I would go home and read out of a book, and I was like, yo, I could invest this money into my business. Like, I'm going to read my book by myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Word. Similar story. That's why I asked that.
Yeah,
like,
similar story.
I always try to tell people, like, I don't discourage people from going to college, but if it's like a craft that you could really just learn on your own, go ahead and save that money, man. Because Sally Mae will get that ass.
So, did you go to school?
I did.
Okay.
I did. But you said Infatue?
Infatue.
Why Infatue?
Means infatuated in French, and that was my way of explaining like the way I felt about fashion. I'm infatuated with, and I created a life. It's kind of like now going towards a lifestyle brand, because you know everyone out here is like doing something what they love. So that's what it's about.
Dope.
So what about the name Lil Fresh Sam? Where'd that come
from? As Julius may know, like, man, so I was in, it came up once when I was in high school, my senior year, and this kid was like, yo, Little Fresh Sam, and it's kind of stuck. Everyone called me Lil Sam for, like, before then, and as you probably can't see, but I'm short, 5'1", and...
Damn, you little!
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
But that Lil came on there, and then Fresh, I guess, just represented what I look like every day, and then Sam is my name, so that's how it came about.
Word.
I was in LA one day and like somebody else called me that, and I was like, whoa, okay, like maybe that's the name.
When you introduce yourself, do people assume you're a rapper?
They do, and so I'm kind of trying to figure out ways to get away from that name, but it's so branded. I'm like,
yeah.
What do you think you're gonna call yourself next?
Samantha.
Little Fresh Samantha.
That's my name.
Lil Uzi Sam.
Oh no, she's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Not a fan. So.
Lil Sammy Vert.
Like, nah, all right.
It's funny because I think the opposite of that guy that we were just talking about, threw some shade at Nas. Like, I'm so old school with my hip hop. I'm not new school.
Right.
So I don't know about those guys.
Who's your favorite hip hop artist?
I don't have favorites, but the first came to mind is J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
Okay. What about old school?
How old are we talking? Like 80s, 90s?
I mean, yeah, just throwback.
It's sad that like 90s is now like old school.
Yeah, dude, early 2000s is now like old school. If you really think about it, like,
it's true.
Like Nelly.
Yeah, you got like Nelly and Ja Rule on like throwback concerts and stuff. Like, but I digress.
Getting old.
So old school, you gonna say Nick Cannon or somebody like that?
I was gonna say Ray J. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit. Fuck Ray J.
Don't disrespect
hip-hop,
the guy, Ray J.
Man, fuck Ray J.
Why?
That's a whole other story.
Okay.
Wait, we have to tell this.
No, we're gonna get to that after we get her answer because that's a whole nother episode.
Hip hop. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with someone like Biggie, just because he's so influential and spit like really good stuff.
Word. Okay. Biggie. What about you, Dave?
Old school. Man. I wouldn't say favorite, but I'd have to just like toss Coolio in there just because like he made so many of my favorite songs.
He's just a staple in hip hop.
He's a hip hop staple, yeah.
Coolio. Alrighty then.
Plot twist.
Yeah, I'm still gonna rock with Rakim, man. I gotta say Rakim. I'm gonna go with Rakim. How? Do you mind if I ask how old are you? Because
No.
you look like 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting lower and lower because I got 12 like a couple days ago. I'm 25.
Word, straight
Yeah.
up, straight up.
Nice.
It's weird saying that, but yeah, 25.
Word. And so, right now with Infatue, where would you say you are with the company and the brand? Like, I know you've been around with it for a while. Do you feel like you're starting to reach a peak? Where are you with Infatue?
Man, my peaks are so high. Like, I am not even close yet. But, so right now we're like rebranding, doing a lot of new different things. I am going down the route of like, so I've always been designing like really fresh clothes in my opinion, and hopefully everybody's, and very intricate. You know, the whole slogan is passion in every thread. We push entrepreneurship and doing what you love. But not only that, like, I've hit a point like within the last 9 months, and I'm like, how can I make this better? Like, how can I give back? Like, and do everything I love and am passionate about in one brand.
Right.
And like helping people, but also inspiring people, and helping the world is like something that have become a passion of mine. So it's now like, you know, going down the direction of an eco-friendly brand, doing all the ways we can to like cut waste and be produced locally,
Right.
versus China or other, you know,
Going green.
Right, going green, like trying to figure out every way possible to go green, but also make still like really extravagant, beautiful, intricate clothing, because I feel
Right.
like there's not really in-betweens, you know, there's either like the hemp clothing or there's the really like ridiculously fresh, like out there, but like wasteful brands.
Right.
So we're trying to hit in between, and then, you know, working on a cut and sew line right now. Something I've always been, like, as a kid, you know, you're probably like, for me, I was one of those kids that like wanted a really dope fresh shirt, but I didn't want to spend $75 at age 12, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to make, you know, clothing that is affordable for everyone that wants it, but also keep stuff that is like, you know, one of a kind, and still intricate, you know, so I can spend more time on it.
Dope.
Yeah, so how do you think that you or even other designers, how are you able to kind of keep that balance between affordability and exclusivity? Because when you have someone like Kanye West, who, you know, originally wanted to be able to make his shoes affordable and to be able to have enough for everyone, but yet we're still seeing the issues of like resellers and just crazy markups on his sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you able to kind of keep that balance?
Well, side note, I don't think Kanye ever tried to create his clothing affordable, because a $400 sweater that was probably took like $10 to make, come on, like, and especially in his position, like, he could have made an affordable line. So I don't know if I believe that, but there's a lot of different ways, you know. I mean, I'm trying to, like, it's a fine line, because exclusivity means prices are risen, you know what I mean, and then affordable means like less time, less resources being able to put into it. So that's why I'm trying to kind of keep the two separate. I have my one of a kind pieces and custom stuff, and then I have, which is higher end, and then I have the cut and sew, which is more affordable but still, you know, limited. So, but it's not. I'm never gonna sell a $400 hoodie for my affordable line.
Right.
So do you think if designers, if they drop their price, does it make their brand less hot?
No. I feel like there's a market for everybody, you know what I mean? There's a brand that's going to create t-shirts, there's a brand that's going to create ready to wear and like couture, you know what I mean? There's a lane for everyone, and I just feel like it depends on what you're interested in and what you like, what drives you to create a brand. Is it getting it out there, create dope t-shirts? If it's you know, being able to spend time and put what you want into it, then it's higher end probably.
Okay.
So for like the one of a kind pieces and you know, the hand stitch type stuff, what would be a price range for a Lil Fresh Sam exclusive Infatue one of a one type deal?
Bands.
Racks. Yeah. I mean, they're up there, and if you would have, it's weird, but I'll talk about that later. But between like 300 and 600, but our goals are, thousands. Like, the more we are able to grow and just more resources we get, I'm able to, like, access more now than I was a couple years ago, and that's why the clothing has been able to grow and be what it is. But the only more I grow, the more resources I get,
Right,
meaning like different leathers and crystals and Swarovskis, what I mean? All that stuff, yeah.
Gotta get my bread up, man.
So what would you say inspires you as far as fashion-wise?
What inspires me is beautiful, intricate things. So, like, I could be anywhere, and this has never changed. Like, you can go back to interviews from, like, 2012. This is just something that will always forever inspire me, is, like, intricate, beautiful things. So, walking down the street and I see, like, a really incredible leaf that's, like, perfectly, like, designed, but, like, very tiny, you know what I mean? Like, roots, and I don't know, that will inspire me. But then I'll go to, like, LA or even down here, like, in the Rhino District, and see, like, such a complex piece of art, and that will inspire me. So anything intricate and complex.
Okay.
And you style people.
Yes.
So let's say an artist or rapper or whatever. Mm-hmm. I see a Infatue or a Lil Fresh Sam piece, and I want to get styled. What's the process to make that happen?
Okay, so I'm going to break this down right now on this platform, especially because I feel like this is something that a lot of people aren't really familiar with, so they don't know how it works. And so thank you for asking me this.
Okay.
So fashion styling and wardrobe styling are two different things, but all in the same kind of similar category. What I do when I do fashion styling, and why I feel like it is very important for anybody probably listening right now, every entrepreneur and entertainer, is because we're creating, just like Lil Uzi, which I do know his style, he's creating an image, right? And, like, before you even listen to him, you kind of see and get a feel for, like, who he is, maybe by his style or what his teeth look like or his hair. Well, that's an image. And so that's kind of what I create for my clients. So depending on what the event is for, if it's a red carpet event, I'm going to be, looking at different designers and different ideas. But if it's an interview, a photo shoot, let's say a video shoot, I'll give you a little rundown. So how it works is, they give me their theme, their idea for the vision of the video. From there, I take, and depending on what they're doing in the video, dissect the, what is that? Man, crazy, blank. The
dopeness.
Yeah, the dopeness.
Just
the
video,
the music video layout.
The treatment.
The treatment. Yes. That's the one. So dissect the treatment depending on what they're doing and figuring out what outfit or styles would be best. So then I come, I'll send them a mood board, make sure they like the vision that I have for their vision. And then I come with a bunch of clothing and I dress them really dope. There's multiple options, so they could pick and choose if one doesn't work out better.
Right.
And then I'm on set the whole time making sure that every piece is perfect while they're moving, when they're, most important parts. And you've probably seen this on, like, real estate ads is where I see it a lot. Like, this guy's all dressed up, nice, but then his collar's, like, lifted up or something, in the perfect shot.
Right.
And you may not even pay attention to that.
I do. Paying attention to real estate ads.
But, like, anything, even in photo shoots. But that's why they pay stylists and have stylists there, because we catch everything.
Right.
And so that's what it's important to have a fashion stylist if you're interested in growing your brand and image in certain aspects.
Okay. So speaking of styling artists, so you've actually had the chance to work with Method Man and Don Benjamin.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Those two particular are funny. That's cool. Yeah, that was fun. Don, actually, he's a friend of mine. So back in 2012, when I first launched the brand, he was like one of the first people that, I don't know if he contacted me or I contacted him, but sent a shirt out to him. He wore it to, like, a Grammys after party and was like, yo, he sent me, like, a really long email. It was really cool. He was just, like, really grateful that I sent it to him and got so many compliments. And that was, like, 4 months in starting my brand. So that, if you could imagine, like, that was like, okay, cool, like, doing something right. And now it's just developed into, like, like I said, a friendship, and he's killing it. I was with Jeremy Pape shooting on the top of the Standard.
Shout out to Pape.
Yeah, shout out to Pape, man. We've been through it. Staying in LA on couches, man, so many stories there. But we were shooting with Don, like, on the rooftop, just when Infatue wasn't nothing. And it's cool to see both where we're at now,
Right.
Method Man, shout out to Lizzie Brody. She got me in there, and, like, we just hung out. It was very casual, like, I think it was after the show. One New Year's night when they performed, and I just showed him what I had. Like, back then it was so, like, like, low scale, and just literally just doing with what I got. And so I had this like bag, and I showed him like these beanies I had or whatever. He was like, yo, that's fresh. And he like wore it in music video, and just like wore it pretty often. It was really cool. He was a great guy. Him and his wife were awesome.
Any other notable names you've worked with?
Yeah. I was trying to think of a couple before I came, because I knew this was a question. So in LA, man, I worked with a lot of people. It was really, really cool. I styled Iggy for a cover of Shkan magazine, which is a London-based magazine.
Okay.
That was interesting. Don't really want to talk too much. Is this weird?
It was different.
Different.
Was it hard finding pants that could fit her?
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. Like, I don't think I can talk about it, but the difficulty of what we had to do to get those pants on or dress on was extreme. We'll just go with that.
Print it. I said it. She didn't say it.
So. Yeah, I was like, I'm not even going to say it.
Send complaints to me. Word, so Iggy.
Iggy, do you know the little girl from, I didn't even know who she was. It was funny. The little girl on Hunger Games?
The little girl.
Yeah, the little girl, curly hair.
Yeah, producer.
Her name's Amanda Steinberg.
You don't watch Hunger Games?
I mean, this little girl, I do have a
No, her name's Amanda Steinberg. I remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of her name in the movie now. Y'all know who you're talking about, though.
We styled her for a nylon cover. Who else recently? Oh, I was going to tell you guys this story. This was probably one of the coolest. I didn't even know who this guy was. My roommate, he was friends with him. He was like, yo, do you want to come to this hotel, hang out with me and my friend? Cool. Go with him. I'm chilling there. We're having like a heart-to-heart, like me, him, and the friend, just heart-to-heart, 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. And then we get in the car to leave, and my friend's like, yeah, so this is him. And I was like, it's like one of the hit top songs. His So Galantis was one of the dudes. I don't know if you're familiar. But yeah, it was just cool. It was crazy because I think that me going in there not knowing who he was, and just in general, I feel like when you know who someone is, you may think differently or act differently.
Right.
But that was just so genuine, and he was such a cool, genuine guy. Like, we still email to this day. But he's that was really cool. That was a cool experience. Really random.
Right.
Going into that.
What was the moment when you were like, you know what, I'm kind of official with this shit?
After like the 20 times Julius sends me those texts, like, dude, you know you're famous, or like you're really making it. For me though, not up until recently. Like, I'm really probably the hardest critic on myself, and I'm like, nothing's good enough. That's why I said my peaks are high.
Yeah.
But I was just literally unpacking this morning in my new creative studio space, and I was reading some journals, and it kind of hit me. Like, I'm like, okay, like, you know, but I never really fully, truly feel like I'm at my peak, right. You know. So sure. I think what I do is legit, and I'm a legit person, and I love what I do, and I get to do it every day, and that's like all I can ask for, you know.
Straight up.
How are you able to maneuver through the fashion industry despite being a woman and you're Latina?
Yes. Good guess. Usually get white. 12 and white, you know. Man, these people.
So she's not 12 and she's not white, y'all.
Neither. Yes, correct. Glad we got to clear that up. It's been interesting, man. Like, I've gone through so much. Like, I don't want to talk about the same stories in this interview, but being a woman and sometimes, man, in LA especially, and like it kind of ruined me, but I feel like sometimes I wish like I could just wear a mask every day and like go into a business meeting, because then they would take me more seriously.
Right.
Like, it's, you know, forever a blessing. I'm grateful for everything I am, but it's helped me and then it's hurt me, because guys are a different kind of breed, you know, and like you want to go in there and do business and like you're serious, and then they want to like date you, and it's like I'm still trying to figure it out every day, you know. Like, right. I just I'm very about my business. I know what I want, and I go in there and I just do what I gotta do. So just staying stern, you know.
So is the fashion industry that male dominant? Because it seems like it would be more. It seems like it's more geared towards women.
It's a mixture, but not even just like, I guess the fashion industry is a little bit different, but just business in general is that way. The fashion industry is very, you know, my mom told me when I was like 13 that it's very cutthroat, and it is. But I feel like I was able to go in and make a statement and everywhere I went, and every opportunity I had, because I'm a genuine person. I'm not trying to like, you know, get over anything on anyone, or there's no hidden agenda, or like, just there's a lot of that in LA, and so I stuck out. People were like, well, where are you from? And it was cool. All my friends I made were like from out of country because I feel like me and them click a little more than Americans. But it's just I don't know, staying true to who you are and being real and just doing a great job no matter what, opportunity get.
Speaking of staying true to who you are, you have a very unique style and vibe, very creative type vibe. Growing up, were you labeled a weirdo?
Yeah, still am. Like, never gone away.
I mean, because that's usually how it goes. But now, like, it's cool to be, I don't want to say it's cool to be different, because, I mean, it's always been cool to be different. But the public is starting to accept people a little bit more for uniqueness. Do you feel the same?
I do. I feel like I get looked at a little less than I did a couple years ago. But yeah, now more than ever, people, and especially in the fashion industry, and you'll see it in magazines and artists, entertainers, everyone's trying to do something to make them stand out.
Right.
Everybody's weird nowadays, which is really cool. I just hope they, stay true to who they are and not do it to stand out.
Right.
So it was rumored that you had done something with KSwiss.
Yeah.
You want to expound more on that?
We could talk about that. So KSwiss, it's funny because you guys, I don't know how old you guys are. I won't ask, but
too old.
Probably
21.
wore KSwiss.
21.
21.
Yeah, we'll rock with that. But go ahead, KSwiss.
Did you ever rock KSwiss?
I don't think I did.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I rock KSwiss. I rock Feeless.
Yeah.
And Chucks.
Yeah. Okay.
But shouts to KSwiss.
Yeah, shout out to KSwiss. Well, and that's what's cool is like I didn't either. They weren't, in my opinion, the greatest brand back then. But they hired Diplo to like pick the top 10 or 50 of the creative people in their opinion in the world. And so I was actually, I got this like one day a gig job at this boutique on Denver and Broadway, and I was on Hypebeast one day randomly, like 4 weeks before I moved to LA. Just came across this thing. They were looking for people, and I don't really enter too many things, but I was like, cool, what do I got to lose? Submitted this video I made. It's called Self-Made. Shout out to Julius for helping me with that.
Nice.
And they picked me. Like, it was really weird and random. And so I got picked, and then we had 5 challenges, and we got mentored by, like, 5 of the top people in those categories. So, like, social media, design, I think, was it Vince Staples? That was that person. There was, like, a lot of cool people, a lot of great, legends that mentored us for a little bit, and then we went and did the contest, and I won one of them. Well, not the one I wanted to win, but it's cool. Like, we still have a relationship. I still work with them. They've evolved so much and are now a brand that you probably would rock. So shout out to them, and like they're doing a great job. I guess you can kind of consider me a brand ambassador, but more I like to like work in the behind the scenes and do stuff with them.
Okay.
Dope.
That's dope.
So this is part of the show. We got a little segment called Top 3.
Okay.
So I'll ask you a question. You give me your top 3 real quick. So top 3 played out outfits or styles.
Okay. All right. So the first one, the flannel. Like, flannel around the waist. And no...
Tuck your flannel, baby.
I'm like, no, I was just about to look around to see if anyone was rocking it. Like,
it's like, but it's not around my waist, though.
It's gone. I don't know whose that is.
No disrespect. Yo.
Flannel's out of there.
I'm just being real, like you asked.
Camo shorts.
No camo shorts. I think camo forever will be in.
Nice.
Even the shorts?
If you rock them the right way, you know.
Them shits just match
got the good socks, you know, probably.
You rock it with flannel.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right, what's the second one?
I'm going to have to go to the mall after this.
I don't know. I try to, like, and that's why, like, I don't want, like, no disrespect. I try not to knock anything. Like, if someone does it in a way that makes it, like, innovative and cool, like, that's dope, you know? Right. And, like, I always respect new styles. No, don't take that out. You can wear it another way.
So I'm just leaving that shit here.
Put it on with these mannequins.
Just you, like, you don't have to be politically correct either.
I have one.
Yeah,
those white glasses that like Rihanna wore like probably 5 months ago, and now everybody wears them. The white circle glasses,
the big round
plastic.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on, let's get those out of here. Like,
get those out of here.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. No. It's just. I feel like every rapper like put them on and was like, I'm a rapper now.
Right.
I don't know. That's probably the only one.
So just 2.
Just 2.
Okay. How you feel about this wavy eyebrow shit? I mean,
get it the fuck out of here.
She's like, as soon as I leave here, I'm getting that done. So please.
No, I like these kind, but man, like I'm all about doing whatever you feel, and like if that's like what you feel that day, you want to make your eyebrows like a wave. Like
she being safe.
See, like, and I'm with the whole do everything you feel vibe too. But I seen that shit. Yeah, I was like, what kind of fucked up Snapchat filter face ass? I didn't.
Would you rock it though?
The wavy eyebrows?
Yeah.
I mean, me, no. Yeah. But
would you give a girl a little bit of respect? Not respect, but like props for rocking it.
I mean, if you're bold enough to like rock that, and if you can make it work, you know? Dope. But I haven't seen anyone make that work.
I don't think it's cute, but I feel like
I haven't been put in that situation.
Somebody just woke up, man. Like, let me scribble my shit. I don't know.
Differently today.
Right. What about male rompers?
Nah, not a fan. But at the same time, like if you can rock it, there's not a big difference between like a button up, button down. That's the same pattern as the shorts, and I feel like that's been a hot trend of the summer.
Right.
But
it connects at the nuts though, so it's a little bit of a difference.
A little bit of a difference, yeah.
Can't really wear anything that connects at the nuts. That's a onesie.
Like that's why I give the props to the people that do though, because I'm like, okay, like if you rock, and if they can rock it right though, like good. That's a different than if you just rock it.
I think that's what it is rocking it right. Because like shout out to Ken and Ryu, because they be wearing male rompers and they rock it.
Do they?
Ken and Ryu, they just wear whatever. And
and it works.
And so that's what, you know, that's exactly.
Have you ever worked with them?
Yeah, I created a custom jacket for Ralphie and
dope.
Just the homies, really.
Word.
Yeah.
What about you, Graffiti? What's the top 3 styles that are played out?
You know, I'm not the guy to tell you, man, because like I've been looking the same since I was 12. So I'm not the guy to tell you. Shit, man. I would like to see the Weekend twisty lock nap cut go away, because I feel like everybody got that damn haircut now, especially in the NBA. That shit is weird. I don't know, but aside from that, man, do what you want to do.
What's yours?
It's tough because like everything's coming back in style. Like basketball jerseys are coming back. I mean, football jerseys are probably gonna come back.
Yeah.
What else has made its way back? Let's see. What do I not like? Dang, I can't. Dang, this is hard. I can't.
I know, because I mean, like you can't really knock what somebody is wearing.
I mean, I think like popping your collar. I think that's out. That's kind of been out.
I would say
what's fresh. What's newly out of style.
Yeah. I think we should define what we mean, because for me, I think it's like something that is just clearly a trend that people are doing because everybody else is doing it.
Right.
I think that's when stuff gets played out. Like, you know, you want to wear white tee, like white tees are never going anywhere. Mm-hmm. But when franchise boys drop white tee and everybody and their mama had a 6X white tee, then it's like, all right, guys, let this shit go already.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy now that they have like at least the skinny jean shorts, because for a while. Because they got rid of like jean shorts for like at least 2 years, and I was like, what am I supposed to wear? So I wore pants all summer. One summer.
I can say what I don't want to see happen.
What?
This might be problematic, but I don't want to see men wear full blown dresses. Like I get because I was defending Young Thug. I ain't even gonna lie, I was defending because like I get foreign fashion, you know, like in certain cultures, like stuff that we might consider feminine is like high end out there.
Right.
I mean, if you just at the mall in a wedding dress and some forces, like, bro, what are you really trying to do right now?
Was that Young Thug?
Well, he was something like that. But now, I mean, like, cats is just like, yo, I gotta go get a wedding dress. Like, is that what you're doing, or are you just doing that because Young Thug did? Not everybody's Young Thug.
Because I mean, of course, like, you know, if you go to Saudi Arabia or places like Africa, they have like little long sheet joints. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
It's just not accepted in America, or what? Why is it weird for people in America to dress like foreign culture?
But if it like flares out at the bottom, then
I mean, if you got like a whole veil and all that jank, like
I think that's where the line was crossed. You know, like wedding dress versus like.
Would you style a wedding dress
on a guy?
Nah, please don't. It's just in general.
I mean, unless you want to, you know.
Somebody's like, we want to do something different. Let's get a Lil Fresh wedding.
Well, it's funny. I might be working on my first wedding dress right now. Have the consultation in a couple weeks, but I'm actually working on a photo shoot where, like, the girl's wearing this like really extravagant dress, and it may be a wedding dress, but it's in a weird location. Like, it doesn't make sense.
So
So I like the juxtaposition between that. But
so that's kind of why you want to go by Samantha now, because, you know, if someone rocks a wedding dress, like, yeah, I'm wearing Samantha.
Who are you wearing?
Lil Fresh Sam.
well, so that's the difference, though. Is like I'm a stylist, Lil Fresh Sam, brand consultant, all that stuff on that side. But then Infatue is the brand, so it's separate.
Marriage couture by Samantha.
Might be the next
Let
thing.
me trademark that shit.
Go get that URL.
So, would you label Infatue, like, if you had to? Because, like, there's certain brands that just go straight by, like, right now, shout out to Antics. Like, it's street couture, you know what I mean? Or, like, street fashion, and then you got, like, high-end couture, like, with Infatue, if it had to be labeled something.
So, since, like, day one, we've always called it upscale urban wear, but
I like that.
it's even still evolving from there, because, yeah, we do high-end, you know, and
Right.
But cut and sew, high-end, one-of-a-kind pieces. That's what we do. Eventually couture. I would, like, that's the goal. Chanel, like, I envision Infatue being, like, the next Chanel, but, like, not taking a century to be the Chanel.
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean? So, yeah.
So how do you feel about Big Baller brand?
I don't really know too much, so I won't speak on that too much, but I do, like, you know, the shoe isn't... it's, like, the same with Kanye, like, the whole concept. Like, I'm like, okay, you're going to charge this much for the shoe, but it doesn't even look that good, but people are going to buy it because of the name and the hype and the other people buying it. It's the trend, and it's brilliant, though, you know?
So I guess do urban designers and urban companies, do they have the same, I don't want to say right, but do they have, like, the same, I guess, space to have high-end and expensive wear? Because, I mean, you have, like, your Givenchy and your Prada and your Gucci and Louis Vuitton, but it seems like those tend to be more, I guess I'm trying to say, it seems like whenever I guess urban designers try to charge more for their apparel, they tend to get more flack than we give Gucci or Louis Vuitton.
Get more flack.
Yeah,
Or
so
they-
I think I know what you're trying to say. So, like, an urban brand gets frowned upon when they charge too much, kind of like Big Baller brand.
Like Black
Okay,
and Latina
okay,
brands.
okay.
Yeah, but like Balmain and those type of brands, that's like the norm for them.
So I feel like it's maybe two different things. Well, one, Supreme is doing a hell of a job at it. Off-White is doing an amazing job at it. But they both kind of started out that way. Like, they started out as an urban brand charging really high prices. I feel like if you switch it up in the middle, or even half, you know, somewhere in between, that may cause a red flag, or people are like, wait, why did you go from a $15 shirt to, like, now a $500 shirt?
Right.
Unless you have levels like Polo, or, you know, like Ralph Lauren or something. I don't know.
So I guess, so it's okay if you start out, or at least start out from the get-go, like, this is going to be like a high-level fashion brand or a luxury couture.
I don't know if it's like the word is okay, if it's okay, but
Right.
it's expected, you know, off the jump, versus getting, you know, being in love with this brand. Like let's say if Nike, and they have, you know, you're in love with this brand, you love the vision and the what it's about, and then they partner with like Balmain and make, you know, your jumpsuit is now $500, $1,000. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's just how the game works. But at the same time, like, I feel like if you do it in a way it's not so frowned upon,
Okay.
like Supreme.
What would you say with how does a brand get to the point where they can label themselves high end, or are able to charge that price and it's acceptable? Is it just like the material? Is it the brand itself? Or because
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
I
a
feel
great
like
question.
a lot of shit is cheap or cheaply made, but super expensive.
Right.
So what do you think?
I think it's a mixture of all of those things. Like, in my opinion, like, I don't want to spend $500 on a jacket that isn't going to last me for a long time or
Right.
lifetime, right?
Right.
So I'll speak for myself. Like, the reason I charge the prices I do is because I spend the time I do. And, like, my seamstresses are very well trained. They have 20 plus years of experience. They know their craft. I do my craft. And together we create this quality piece of
Right.
gold, in my opinion. It's like every piece I make is like my baby. So I'm like,
And you're wearing Infatue right now, right?
I am. Yeah, this is.
That's why I asked that question, because like that looks like high quality.
Does
like,
it? Good.
Something that's gonna last for a while. Like I
Right.
would invest in that.
Yes.
But it seems like a lot of people come out the gate like you see like everybody wants to be like Supreme, the hype beast type gear. It's like, all right, I'll slap a little ass logo in the middle of the shirt and sell this shit for like $85 minimum.
Yeah, and Supreme didn't come out like Supreme. I mean, they had money behind them because they had every one of your favorite celebrities wearing the brand before you could even touch it.
Right.
So that's one thing. They built the hype before you could buy it, and so that made you want it. But yeah, I don't think you can just come out the jump with a brand new brand unless you're somebody like who's the guy that started Big Baller Brand?
LeVar Ball.
LeVar, yeah. So like you can't really do that unless you're already got a name for yourself. But I think it takes, the name, the quality, and then what are you actually offering them? Like what's different from this brand versus another brand, right?
Right.
So
cool.
Yeah.
So you actually have a few speaking engagements going on while you're here in Denver. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to be speaking for Women Who Start Up. I wish I had the dates in front of me, but it's Denver Startup Week, so I'll be speaking with Denver Startup Women Who Start Up. Shout out to them.
Nice.
And then Olivia Omega with her company, and so it's another Denver Startup Week. It's all about empowering women and just women entrepreneurs, and so I'm all about that, and so I'm excited to be speaking for them. Follow me on social media. I'll give you guys updates on that. And then we will be having a fashion show, or I'm doing a fashion show for the tattoo convention on the 31st, I believe, or the October 1st. So that'll be another cool thing to get involved in the city.
Dope. So I ask everybody this. It's a serious moment.
Okay.
All right.
One
thing you would leave with the world, positive message or just dope quote from Lil Fresh Sam, what would that be?
I have a lot. This is probably, like, I want to be that, like, I'm that testimony and the living proof that you can do anything you really put your mind to. Like, not to quote, I feel like Napoleon Hill or whoever spoke that quote, but like, it's true. Like, if you want to, whatever you can be, you can be. Like, that's, what I believe in, and what I prove and like to hope to show every day that, like, like walking, living proof, like I said, that is possible. I didn't have any like advantages,
right.
And like I remember this guy told me when I first started the brand, like, who's your family? Like, are any of them designers? Okay, then you're not gonna be a designer. And like I'll never forget that guy. Shout out to him because he made me work harder. But yeah, I didn't have anything. So like it doesn't matter where you come from, what you have, nothing. It just matters like how bad you want it. So yeah.
Dope. Nice. So as far as social media, how can people get in contact with you?
At Lil Fresh Sam until I change that name. No, I'm just kidding. But Lil Fresh Sam and lilfreshsam.com, Infatue, INFATUE on Instagram, and InfatueClothing.com.
Nice. Dope. So I do want to ask this question real quick. So what would be necessary or must-have pieces that men and women should have apparel-wise?
That's a great question.
Whether it's shoes, accessories, shirts, pants. All
right, so women, I feel like they should always have that one black dress that they can always throw on for like a special event, but very comfortable. Mm-hmm. Jackets are important, so like maybe like depends on how flashy you are, but a pop of color would be ideal. Leather jacket. Okay. And then some good heels, but also some good shoes, because for me, I'm like not really about that heel game, and so I just like to be comfortable. And if you have, I feel like depending on the selection of shoes, you can get away with it. Men, I feel like I'm in love with Chelsea boots on men. Like I feel like a good color or a good style of Chelsea boot on on a guy, you can get away with a lot of different outfits with that.
Just ordered mine.
And then, and then, I'll probably speak for most of the ladies out there. If you gotta get a good, nice fitting blazer, or sports coat, and rock that, like, rock it with a t-shirt, rock it with a button up, but just rock it, because the ladies love it.
So because I was gonna say, I thought, now are blazers and jeans, is that out of style?
No. It's all about, like, okay, so coming from a fashion stylist, I don't know if I can say this, but like it's all about how you rock it. I don't believe in like trends or what's in style. I don't care. I don't really study that part. I just like do what I do, and then hopefully that makes a trend. But I feel like you just do what you like and what fits and what looks good and feels good. One thing I advise my clients is like if it doesn't feel great, if you don't feel like $1,000,000 when you come out of that fitting room, don't buy it or don't get it, or just it's got to feel great as much as it looks great. So, yeah.
Straight up. Well, we appreciate your time. Now,
thank you again.
Well, Steph, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys.
So let's make some noise for Lil Fresh Sam.
Hey!
Life is Dope podcast. I'm Graffiti.
And I'm Davey.
Skirt.
We out.